If I could only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes. Not an easy task. I did accomplish it. It took a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, but eventually I did come up with 10 palettes that if I had to choose, those would be the palettes that I would choose. Before I continue, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mary, and today we are bringing you a multi-channel collab. If I could only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes. This is hosted by Gloria from Beauty After 50. Amazing, amazing lady. I have done many collabs with her. She has hosted so many of them, and I absolutely love her. She is a wonderful, wonderful YouTuber, a wonderful person, just wonderful, a friend. I love you, Gloria. And there were other ladies that were helping with the collab, and right at the top of my head, the only one I can think of is Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Makeup. But let's go ahead, get all of the names of the ladies that are in here and go from there. There are two groups. First group, I will name the names. I'm in second group, so I'm in group number 2, and then we'll go over the rest of the information that we need because this comes with giveaway. So number 1, or group number 1, we have Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Makeup. We have Connie from Up North, Becky from Becky's Empty Nest, Crystal from Real Lady Electrician. We have Gina from Unboxing Discovery by G, and we have Lori from Lori's Life. Group number 2, we have Gloria from Beauty After 50. We have Bonnie from Bonnie's Bargains. We have Charmaine from Charmaine Staycation, Lori from Lori Latimer, Sabrina from Sabrina's Unboxings and More, Christine from Life with Christine, and of course myself, Mary, with Beautifying MZ. And these are amazing channels, amazing ladies. Check them out, support them. There are more giveaways. This is not the only one, so check them out so that you can enter all of the giveaways that we have going on. And let's go ahead and dive in and see which palettes I chose. Like I said, I will show you the first 5. No particular order of choice. I'm just going to show them, and then we'll get into the last 5 because that is where it became the strategy that worked for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the 10th palette, and this is the Aurora Lights BH Cosmetics. Absolutely love this palette. Unfortunately, it is no longer available at BH Cosmetics. It was one of my first BH Cosmetics palettes, and a lot of these are actually going to be a first for the brand. So this one is, it does have a mirror, so I'm not going to blind you. Those are the shades. Beautiful shades. All of them are shimmers. I'm going to swatch some of the shades for some of these palettes, not all of them, but I will do a variety of shades just to give a different view. So we have 4 different shades for this one, and let's go ahead and go in here. And these are shades that you can complement with pretty much any palette, and you will understand once I get to the last 5, but this is a palette that pretty much will complement any one of the 10 palettes that I did choose, because it has a variety of shades that you can complement for shimmer. Many shades. You have the browns, you have the blues, green, you have pink, purple, silver, tan. So pretty much you have a variety to choose from. Love it. Then we have the next one is by Tarte, and it is the Tarteist Pro. It is the Amazonian Clay palette. This is what we have. Beautiful packaging. Tarte has beautiful packaging. They always come up with amazing cases for their makeup. This is the one that they have for this one. Absolutely love this palette. I love it, and I do reach for it often. It does come with the saver, a color saver, but that is the palette, and it does come with a mirror, so I'm not going to blind you. So these are the shades. Beautiful shades. Like I said, I'm going to swatch some of them, and for this one there are only 4 shimmers, and I'm going to swatch all 4 shimmers, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the palette. So let's go ahead and get these shades in here, and this one. This one is amazing. These are the shimmers, and this is a shifting. It shifts. It is amazing. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So for these, everything in here is a matte, with the exception of those 4 shades. So we have everything in the palette matte, and these are shimmers. That is it. Love it. Like I said, it is one that I reach for often, so not upset about keeping it. I just hope I never do have to choose only 10 palettes, because I don't know if I could do that. I have to remind myself, this is just a game. This is just a game. You're not going to just keep 10. You're still going to have all of your palettes. The next one in here is Iconic London. And this one holds very, very special meaning for me, because when I get to palette number 1, you will understand why this one is meaningful. This is actually my very first large palette that I received, and I received this in a boxy charm. My very, very first palette. And the shades are amazing. It does come with a saver, and I cannot get it off. A color saver. But these are the shades for this palette. They are beautiful. Natural, neutral. You have your pinks, your mauves, your just a variety, the golds, the browns. Very, very beautiful shades. And like I said, I'm swatching 4 of each of the palette, and then we will go from there. And this has a mixture of both shimmer and mattes. So these are the shades. And I'm running out of space, so I'm going to have to clean off my arm. These are the shades for the Iconic London one. And it is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. The packaging is amazing. It's pretty thick, actually. And this is the Day to Slay Iconic London palette. Like I said, it is gorgeous. There we go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And the next one is by Huda Beauty. I had to have a Huda Beauty. This one was very, very, very difficult to select, because the palettes that I had next to this one are also amazing palettes. And I'm not going to name the names just because, but definitely a palette that I intend to keep and use, and it's just gorgeous. The color saver itself is amazing. Just the things that they do with the palette. The shades in here are highly pigmented. They are gorgeous. They're just simply gorgeous. You have your lights to mediums to a black, and it is a very, very dark black. Love it. But I'm not going to swatch the black shade. I am going to swatch the other shades, and that's what I have. And I did say I was going to clean my hand, and I did not. 3 and 4. So it is these 4 down here are from that palette. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful shades. And like I said, they are highly, highly pigmented. Beautiful. Once again, this is the palette. And this is by Huda Beauty. It is the Rose Gold palette remastered. So I'm not upset about having this palette. And like I said, when I had it next to the other palettes, I did not know what I was going to do, because it was that traumatic for me. Like I said, it was a very, very difficult decision to make, to only select 10 palettes, because I do have more than what I should, according to my son. To me, I don't have enough. But in all reality, yes, I do have enough. I just love eyeshadow palettes. And these are the Huda Beauty palette, or the Huda Beauty shades, and you can see they are there to stay. It is a beautiful palette, performs beautifully. Let's go ahead and move on to the next palette, and the next one is by I Heart Revolution. It is Tasty Avocado. That is the name of the palette, and it does come with an avocado design. It is a raised design, really, really nice. I love their packaging. I Heart Revolution, I have come to love a lot of their palettes, and I do have quite a few of them, but I had to choose a green. You cannot not have a green palette. The looks that come out of it, it's elegant, it's just stunning. Blues, on the other hand, are scary for me, but greens, I'm pretty comfortable with the greens. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shades. The shades are absolutely gorgeous. Those are the shades. Beautiful, beautiful palette. Highly pigmented, because these shades are out there. And let's go ahead and do the swatching. And like I said, I'm not going to swatch all of the shades, but those are the ones that I will swatch. There we go. This shade right here, that is an amazing shade. When you put it on your lid, it is simply stunning. I have used them just with the primer, and they apply beautifully. If you want a more intense look, you can also create that. What I've done is I've sprayed my brush with a setting spray and then applied it that way, and it just intensifies that look. Not that it needs building up, but if you want a more intense look, you can do that with this palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to go ahead and remove these because we're coming up to the last 5 palettes. And once again, I Heart Revolution. This is palette number 5. We're going to be moving on to palette number 6. And that is where we get into the story of how I was able to select only 10 palettes. It wasn't easy. It was something that took a lot of planning and thinking and strategizing, because how do you pick 10 palettes when you don't have 10 palettes? You have many more than that. As my son says, you have too many palettes. I don't think so. Just saying. Palette number 6, Power, or Flower Power. Beautiful, beautiful palette. BH Cosmetics. I absolutely love BH Cosmetics. I have so many BH Cosmetics palettes, just so many of them, and it was easy to pick once I decided on a theme, things that I was going to think about. And I went with the seasons of the year, and I know there are 5 palettes left. There are 4 seasons in the year, but I will explain once I get to palette number 1. These next 4 are going to be the seasons of the year, and the way I decided is pick a palette that you can do looks, create looks for that particular season. And I'm going to start with my least favorite season, and that is summer. Summer and me do not get along. I do not like it. Too hot. I was actually raised in Colorado, so we had the snow, we had all of that type of thing, and I think I prefer that. As harsh that it can be, I think I prefer it. This is the palette. It has beautiful design. These are the shades. Beautiful shades for the summer. You have your pinks, your purples, your mauves, you have your beige, your transition colors. You have pretty much everything that you would need to create a beautiful summer look. I love it. And once again, we're doing swatching or swatches of 4 shades. I'm going to do 4 shades that I absolutely love. Those are the shades. And I have created many looks with this palette. I love it. I reach for it often. And those are the shades. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and move on to the next season. Another one that I can kind of tolerate it a little more than summer, but it's still not a good season for me. And this is Gloria Vivace, the lemons. A nice ice cold lemonade right about now. Sounds really, really good. Gloria BH Cosmetics. Love it. This one has a mirror, so I'm not going to blind you. These are the shades for this one. Absolutely beautiful. It has your purples, your pinks, your yellows, your blues, your greens, pretty much everything, almost pastel looking, which pretty much falls into the spring. And what comes to mind is when you talk about spring, the only thing that comes to mind for me, or the first thing that comes to my mind, happens to be Easter. So with Easter, that is what you get. Your pastels, your beautiful blues, pinks, yellows, oranges. Those are the shades that I'm going to be swatching. And like I said, they are Easter looking shades. Beautiful. This one is gorgeous. It is absolutely amazing. BH Cosmetics has been one of my favorite brands. They perform very beautifully. I love their formula. It does not, or it has some fallout, but not a lot of fallout. They are quite affordable, and you can't go wrong with picking a palette from BH Cosmetics, at least not in my book. So there we go. Once again, Gloria BH. Then we move on to palette number 3. So we're on the third one. And this is by Morphe. And this is 35V, Stunning Vibes. This one I had to choose. And if you have not taken a look at my look, this actually is a look created by my absolute favorite season. So that will be coming up. This one I like for the winter. And I love that it looks like a little tablet. I don't know, I just love Morphe packaging. I know it's simple, it just kind of reminds me of little palettes or little tablets, not palettes. And this does have a color saver, and the names of the shades are actually on the color saver. We have the Morphe Emblem, and these are the shades. Beautiful palette. You have your pinks and blues and mauves, and you have your beige, your transition lighter colors, and you have a black. These are shades that remind me of winter. You have your reds, lipsticks, and you have your blue looks, very dark looks, or you have your pinks and mauves with the dark red lipstick. I don't know, it's just something that just comes to mind. We have purples. I'm going to do blue, purple, and pink. And those are the shades I'm swatching out of this one. And those are stunning. I love their shades. And Morphe is something, or a brand that not very many people like. I love it. I have quite a few Morphe palettes, and I just love them. I do love them. They are, for the most part, most of their shades, I can't even talk anymore. Most of their shades you do have to build up. I'm just gonna say it. You do have to build it up. But once you build it up, and once you get those shades going, or you can even use setting spray, because I use setting spray with the Morphe palettes quite often, you get amazing looks out of that. And that's just one way of me being able to use the Morphe palettes to its fullest potential. It is a brand that not many people like. I love them, and I'm going to continue purchasing them. So that is palette number 2, or number 3. Now we're going to go into palette number 2, and that is what created the look that I have on now, because you have to have a fall look palette. You just have to. At least in my book, you just have to have a fall look palette. And I selected the Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn for that. Love it. Absolutely love it. It has all of the shades that I could possibly need to create a fall look. And I'm going to show it, and it does come with the color saver as well, and a mirror. These are the shades. So you have your oranges, your yellows, your greens, your browns, pretty much every shade that you would probably need for, or do need for, an amazing fall look. Let me go ahead and do this some swatching here, and let's go into some of the shades that I have on now. Those are the shades. They are very vibrant, and I'm going to move it down here, and it's these 4 shades, and that is what I have on my eyes. This is what I was able to create. Like I said, you have to have a fall look palette to be complete. In my book, you don't have to, but in my book, it helps. Amazing. Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn. Perfect for that. Now let's go ahead and get into palette number 1. And it is number 1. I did the 4 seasons. Those are complete. Those are the palettes that I actually will reach for and use. This next palette I don't use, but there's a reason I keep it. It is a Maybelline palette. It still has the little sponge applicator. Those are the shades, and I will swatch them, but I do not apply them anymore, and it's simply because this palette is probably a good 6-7 years old. I'm not fixing to cause more damage to my eyes, considering my allergies are pretty bad to begin with. But let's go ahead and let's go on the hand. Those are the 4 shades in the Maybelline palette. I can't even read the back anymore. It's pretty much the shade itself, or the palette name itself, is pretty much already worn out. The reason I have this palette, I know I'm getting a little antsy with it. The reason I keep this palette around is because this is where I started. Before YouTube, before subscription boxes, this was my makeup palette. I had lip liners, I had eyeliners, I had mascaras, and that was my go-to thing, because that is what I use, or lip gloss, not lip liners, lip gloss. And that was my go-to makeup. This was for special occasions, and that's it. This is all that I would wear for special occasions. So every look that I created, every single time I went to a party, came out of this palette. This helps keep me grounded. This helps me remember, this is where I started. This is where I came from. 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers should never take you out of where you started from. And this is a firm thing for me to always keep on hand. It is in a container along with other products. And if you all want to hear the story about all of these products, let me know. But this little box is always at the front of all of my palettes. It stays there. It doesn't move. It's there for a purpose. And that is my purpose, to always remind me that that is where I started. I will continue to grow. I will continue to bring palettes to the channel. I will continue to purchase palettes, and I'm pretty sure gifted palettes are coming as well. I know my daughter-in-law buys me a lot of them. My daughter sends me some. So I do get palettes from many people. And it's just something that happens. But I will always be very, very fond of this one, and always have special feeling for this one. Won't wear it anymore because I'm not fixing to cause an infection in my eye, but it will always remain with me. So those are my 10 palettes. What do you think? Would you have chosen something different? Do you like the choices that I made? Do you have any comments, questions, anything like that? Leave it down below in the comment section. I really do want to know. Giveaway. Let's go ahead and talk about giveaway. The giveaway is going to be several products. I'm not going to show you all of them, but there will be a beauty blender in there. There will be a headband to apply makeup, there will be a palette and there will be some skincare. The reason I do not show you the rest of the products is because I want you to tell me if you want a colorful or a natural palette and what type of skin you do have. Based on the palette is the rest of the makeup that's going to be going in here, because there will be other makeup products, not just the palette. And I just want to make sure that it is something that you are going to enjoy, that you are going to be able to use, and not just something that I put in my box and, oh well, too bad, you got what you got. That's not what I want. I want you to be able to enjoy your winnings. I want you to be able to use your palette the way you want to use it and not have to worry that all of those shades are not something that you're accustomed to. That said, rules. You must be 18 years of age, you must have a US continental address, and you must be publicly subscribed to all of the channels that are in group number 2, which is the group that I am in. Read all the instructions down below or for the giveaway. I do have additional instructions, probably not at the top of my head. Read them. Please make sure that you do not get disqualified from the giveaway. And as far as the winner, once the winner is chosen, I may ask you to do some additional steps to verify that it is you, and that is simply because there are scammers out there. Several people that I know, several of my friends that create videos have been scammed, and people have been left without their winnings. I'm not sure if they were reissued something different, but if they're looking forward to a winning that they saw and they wanted something specific in that winning, that's not cool. I'm sorry, that's just not cool. Don't steal somebody else's things, because that is basically what scammers are doing. They are stealing things from people. They're taking from you. My intent is to pay it forward. My intent is to give back. You all are here to support. You all are here in the comment section. You watch our videos, and the least that I can do to show my appreciation for all of that is give you guys something in return. That's all we're here for. Have fun, enjoy ourselves, and scammers just kind of put a damper on that, and it's not cool. Not cool at all. I know, I'm rambling now. Those are the rules. Read the rest of the rules down below. Make sure you do not get disqualified. And once again, Gloria, thank you for this collab. It was an amazing collab. Stressful? Yes, but fun. Playing pretend that I have to choose 10 palettes. But it was a difficult decision to make. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see y'all in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay blessed, smile always. Bye.